Hello everybody, welcome to the book channel. I'm Kevin, and I don't know if it's really apparent, but I have a lot of books. I've spent much of my adult life working at bookstores, used bookstores, and when that ended, I ended up having to open up my own little bookstore in my shed as well. And so from that, a big part of the reason I did that was to amass a very big book collection. I wanted first pick of everything, and that is why, this is the result of it all. Here, why don't I give you a quick tour? I'll show you what I've got. So first I've got all this here, and more over here. And then there's this shelf right here. And then right beside it, another one over here. Oh yeah, and don't forget down here. And we got these beauties right here. And an active pile right here. Oh yeah, and don't forget this one beside the windowsill. I know when I talk to people about their to-read list, they tend to have, maybe a dozen books on a shelf, and they feel really guilty about it. I went through my lists. I've got 150. I've got definitely have more, but I have 150 that I intend to get to immediately. So I don't know how I'm going to get to that many that quickly. So that's kind of actually the idea behind what this video is about. The challenge to myself. So going through all those stacks of books we just pointed out, I've got a lot of books that I still need to read. I know people tend to have two read piles. I've got a lot of two read shelves. Generally, I try to read 52 books a year. That's my Goodreads challenge. Try to read a book a week. I try to do as many as I can. I think I'm probably going to fail this year, but most years I tend to surpass that list. So generally I can smash out a book a week. A lot of poetry in there just to make those some of those weeks a little easier. But yeah, 52 books a week, I think that's pretty manageable. I went through all the books that I have on my to-read pile. Generally, a lot of people have, I think they've got a dozen books on their to-read piles. Me, I went through all the piles. I have 150 that I want to get to immediately. So with that 150, I want to get to them as soon as I can. I'm not going to be so cruel to myself that I'm going to have to read all those books immediately, because for me, half the love of book collecting is finding new books, and I'm not going to stop myself from doing that. That would be a level of self-hatred that don't think I could handle. So conceivably, I think I can manage 25 from this list every year. So if you're doing the math at home, that's going to be 6 years until I finish this list. So putting this video out into the world is kind of my means to keep me accountable for it. I've got 150 books on this list that I've been meaning to pick off the shelf, check mark off that list. Things that I've intended to get to forever, and now that I've put it on the internet, I think that means I have to actually do it. So this is my challenge. I've got 150 books, and I'm going to read 25 of them every year, and I'm going to start right now. So what I've done is I put those 150 books into a random generator list. So when I hit the button, it will just spit back one of those books. I'm going to select 3 right now, and then in the next month or so, those are the ones I'm going to read. I'm going to select them right now and let you know what I find.
Girls of Slender Means, Muriel Spark.
Right here.
Invention of Curried Sausage, Uva Tim.
And this one's up here too. And the other one is right back here. So I've got Girls of Slender Means by Muriel Spark. I've been going through all the Spark. I'm actually pretty happy to have this one come up, because I have no problem just wanting to rip through all the Spark. So I've got this one on deck. Then The Invention of Cured Sausage by Uwe Tim, if I could pronounce that right. I remember picking this one up. I don't remember anything about it other than I snagged it because it looked good, and unfortunately kind of just ended up on the to-read shelf, so we'll see what we get. And Max Apple's Zip. And I've read a short story collection by Max Apple, pretty hilarious author name. The book I've read was The Oranging of America, which was a nice little short story collection, kind of very Donald Bartle May-esque, I feel. So this is his novel. I don't know if he's had other novels because I think he's mostly known as a short story writer, but this one looked pretty fun. So if you can find a copy of Zip by Max Apple, The Invention of Cured Sausage by Uwe Tim, or Muriel Sparks' The Girls of Slender Means, go read them in the next month, and then meet me back here in that time, and we'll go through them. So there we go. I'm doing it. I'm gonna read these. I'm gonna go through this list. I'm doing it. I'm gonna read these next 150 books in the next 6 years. I don't know if I can keep this channel going for that long, but I don't know. I've decided I'm dedicated to it, so we're doing it. Try to find one of these 3, and I'll see you soon.